bell. I hear a voice say and then frantic knocking at my door. It's my mother, of course. Yes, Mum? I ask, rolling over in my cozy bed. If you don't get up soon you'll be late. She says, opening the door and giving me a concerned look. I look over at the clock. Unfortunately she is right. Okay. I'm up. I tell her, groaning as I sit up. Your father made you a special first day of school breakfast. She smiles. My mother has such a big heart. I can't help but smile back. I'll be downstairs in 10, I tell her. She nods and closes the door behind her. I sleep in just my boxers and a white shirt, so I drag myself out of bed and look at myself in the mirror. Plain brown messy hair and light blue/gray eyes. I'm your classic white boy. I yawn and stretch my arms. Walking to my closet, I pick out gray Adidas sweatpants and a clean, plain white shirt. I have a woolen necklace that has a circle wooden bead, with a sun on the surface of it. I put that on because I wear it nearly every day. I have a bad habit of playing with it when I'm nervous. Slipping on black Converse and throwing my backpack over my shoulder, I headed out. I could smell the bacon from the end of the hallway and my teenage boy instincts turned on. Food. Morning, son, my dad said as I walked into the kitchen. Morning. I walk over to the dining room table and sit down. A huge plate of pancakes and bacon is waiting for me, with a huge glass of orange juice next to it. Wow, thank you so much, guys. I say it all before I start stuffing my face with food. My parents laugh and roll their eyes, and they continue making their own food. It felt like it took my 20 seconds to swallow down all that food. I can swallow other things pretty fast. I mentally wink. Oh God, Bellamy, why? Do you know where your school is, love? My mom asks as I'm about to leave the house. We've driven past it enough times, Mom. I roll my eyes. You sure? She asks, worriedly. I'll be okay, I promise. I say and kiss my mother on the cheek before walking out the front door. On my way to the first day of hell. Our town is surrounded by a lot of forests, so there's a lot of shade everywhere, and to be honest, I have even seen the sun since I got here. The sky seems like it's in a permanent state of gray. The school isn't very far, it shouldn't be longer than a 20-minute walk. Even so, I'm thankful for the 20 minutes to mentally prepare myself for the long day ahead. I'm about to start my junior year. Going to school was always hard for me. Walking through those doors, I know I would have a full day of name-calling and blows to the face. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to not relive those days. I hear thunder in the distance and groan, great. I pick up my speed, praying I won't be caught in the rain that will start pouring any second. Finally I see it, Woodstown Secondary School. I see the kids flooding into the school, attempting to avoid the promised storm that's on the way. I should have brought a hoodie or something with me. I walk through the door and frown. The school is just as gray and gloomy looking as the rest of this town. I'm thankful that no one bothers to look at me as I walk down the hallway. I picked up my schedule already, a week before school started, so I already know all my classes. First class, American History. Before walking to my classroom, I searched the 3-story building for my locker. I finally found it. Locker 207. I should have figured that it would have been on the second floor. I know, I'm smart. I put all the books I didn't need for the first few classes in my locker before closing it and going off to class. As I'm walking to class, I hear the distant sound of sneakers thumping down a hallway, more than one pair of them. Curiously, I turn around to see a skinny boy, most likely a freshman with fire hair and an extreme amount of freckles, flying through the crowded hallway. Behind him is a group of 3 or 4 older and definitely bigger guys chasing after him. The kid looks scared for his life and he dips and dunks over people, and as he passed by me he nearly knocks me down. Sorry. He turns around to yell and then continues running down the hallway. Come back here, you little, nerdy fag. One of the guys chasing him yells just as he passes by me. Oh lordy lord, that's not good. When I get to the classroom, I take a nice seat by the window. I'm the first person to get to the class, the teacher isn't even here yet. I watch as slowly, students file into the room, one by one. I instantly make eye contact with a blonde girl with bangs and freckles. She gives me a smile and walks over to the seat next to my desk. Hey, she smiles and I smile back at her. Hey, I say, trying my best not to sound awkward. So, you're the new kid? She asks. That's easy to tell, eh? I ask and she chuckles. Not really, but people have been talking. She tells me. I didn't even notice. It felt like no one even noticed me, I say, scratching my head. It's not like we never get new kids, a few a year. We definitely notice though. Ah, okay. I'm Mia. She holds out her hands to shake. Bellamy, I take her hands. And she smiles. As I shake her hand, I notice she's wearing tons of colorful candy bracelets and she even has some around her neck. She's wearing a skirt that goes up to her knees and it has some crazy-ass pattern all over it. She also wears a elbow-length jean jacket over top of it. Interesting name. Mia comments. Thanks? I say and she laughs. You're welcome. The teacher comes in a minute later as the bell is ringing. He starts his first lesson of the year, mostly telling us about himself and going through the topics we'll be learning throughout the year. He's a nice guy, and I think his name was Mr. Bandel. Mia wasn't in any other of my classes I had before lunch, which I was disappointed in. No one else had approached me like she did. The bell rang for lunch, so I decided it'd be best to go to my locker to get the books I'd need for after lunch. I'm just about to close my locker when I hear someone walk up to me. Hey, Bellamy. Mia says, smiling. Hey, what's up? I ask, closing my locker. Come eat lunch with me and my friends. She says and tugs on my arm. Okay, but I prefer my arm attached to my body, thanks. I snort and she blushes. Sorry, I tend to do that a lot. I get overly excited. She says, looking down. Better be overly excited than overly sad. I tell her and she nods. You're right. I follow her to the cafeteria and go around table in the corner of the room. I sit down next to her and as she goes through everyone's name. Honestly, it goes through one ear and out the other. The only one whose name I remember is Hayden. He was Mia's boyfriend and he had blue hair. Her friends seemed pretty nice, even though they didn't talk to me much. Mia tried to include me in their conversations. I appreciated that a lot. I've spent the last 2 years eating alone. This was a nice change. After lunch I had biology and that went by pretty quickly. Biology is probably the easiest of the 3 options you can take here: chemistry, physics and biology. Now, I find myself in the dreaded place of the past 2 years of my life. The boys' locker room. This time I don't feel the lasers of knowing eyes on me, making sure I don't peep, which I never actually did at my old school. All the guys there were ugly, and honestly these guys are that much better. They also have a gym uniform here, a gray jersey-like t-shirt with the words Woodstown Phys Ed in big blocky dark blue letters. The shorts were a matching dark blue soccer shorts as well. They weren't the ugliest uniform ever, but I'd rather be wearing my own clothes. Besides, these shorts are pretty uncomfortable in a certain area. The gym teacher told us that as soon as we're done getting dressed, to go outside and do 4 laps around the track. I'm actually a fan of running and jogging. I like letting all the energy out and it was always a way to help me cope with the bullying. I start to run and I feel the familiar but welcomed aching in my side and in my knees. Wait up, Azul. I hear behind me. I turn around to see a group of guys running behind me and then I turn to my right and I'm surprised to see a kid running beside me at the same pace. I don't know how I didn't him in the locker room because he's actually really attractive. He has dark curly hair, brown eyes and tan skin. Judging by his name, Azul, I'm guessing he's Spanish. Race? He shouts over to me in a mild Mexican accent. I'm not sure how I should feel about this. I know I'm a fast runner, but this guy looks fit and he also looks like he could kick my ass. Sure. I yell back and an evil grin spreads across his face. Suddenly he picks up his pace and he's in front of me. I laugh, loving this feeling and I bolt. He's fast, I'll admit it. But as I run, I notice that I'm faster. My feet start burning and I know I'll have some nasty blisters tomorrow, but in this moment I don't even care. The both of us fly through the track, head to head. I can tell he's running out of breath and I smirk. I know I have more in me. Just as we're about to finish the lap, I speed up even more and cross over the painted yellow line on the track. I hear the guys in my gym class hollering and cheering. I won. Absolutely out of breath, I lean over and rest my hands on my knees. Not bad, not bad. Azul says in ragged breaths as he watches up to me. You're good, I tell him and he laughs. I'll have to get better, he says and puts out his hand for me to shake. I shake his hand and he says, Welcome to Woodstown.